Hello friends, I am Mrs. Ratna Surve from Pune, Maharashtra. I would like to share our journey, me and my husband's, from being COVID positive to COVID negative. Yes, you heard me right, COVID positive. So first question is how? So in this lockdown, as everybody was working from home, even my husband was trying his level best to do complete work from home. But when the new academic year began, when you need to work on the admission procedure, you feel instead of talking on phone or emails, better to meet personally once and try to complete your work. For that reason, he had to go to office, and there possibly he must have come across some asymptomatic person or must have touched some surface, possibly, no one knows. That's the reason he got this infection. The important thing over here is don't try and waste your energy in finding how you got the infection. Better to try and check the symptoms. Next question is when. This happened exactly a month back, that is 20th of August. First time he had fever and little irritation in throat. That was his symptoms, initial symptoms. So initially the fever used to be around, the first day the fever used to be around 101 degrees. So with normal procedure, like you take one Combiflam and antibiotics, that is Mox, and then it works. So first day it worked, a normal 8-hour cycle, and he was okay. But day 2 and day 3 was not so good. The fever used to be very high, around 102 degrees Fahrenheit, and would not come down for 8 to 9 hours. There you feel this is a point to take action. That's the reason we called our doctor. We asked the procedure, how to go about it. As he knew the procedure, he mentioned us that his prescription is a must. He has to write on his letterhead the patient's name, age and the symptoms, and that's the reason he has to go in for a COVID test. One more thing he mentioned, that if at all he is COVID negative, then one must check for other tests also. One must check, otherwise we will not be able to start the treatment. So go even for the malaria test also. Along with that, you should have to have your Aadhaar card with you. Aadhaar card number is a must. With these documents, we had been on Monday 24th of August to Sahyadri Hospital, Shastri Nagar, Pune. Their first job is to fill one form given by ICMR, Indian Council for Medical Research, New Delhi. That's a must. That is for the data collection. Then you have to pay the fees. The charges for this COVID test is 2200 rupees fixed these days in Pune or anywhere, I should say. Then you are ready for the test. The technician over there will take your swabs from nostrils and from throat. These swabs are tested on the RT-PCR kit. Now what is RT? RT is a real time, and what is PCR? PCR is a polymerase chain reaction. So the report is ready within 15 to 18 hours, I should say. And the report will mention, is the person COVID positive or negative or detected or non-detected. This report also mentions the CT value, which is the cycle threshold value. The permissible range worldwide is around 20 to 40. So after giving the swabs and the blood for the malarial test, we were back home on Monday. Tuesday we were waiting for the reports. So by afternoon we got an email from the hospital saying that he is COVID positive. Then taking that, yes, now you are COVID positive, so you have to act. So we have found out the next procedure. So next procedure is one has to go with this report to any hospital's flu OPD. But the timings over there are 11 to 2. By the time we were ready with this information, already the time has passed. So we had to wait for the next day. So that day also he had fever, he suffered with that fever again with the same medicine, not much effect. Next day, that is Wednesday, when we had been to Ruby Hall Hospital. We preferred Ruby Hall Hospital over Sahyadri Hospital for certain reasons. Then at flu OPD of Ruby Hall Hospital, the doctor over there will see your report, check your oxygen level, along with that check your symptoms, and then advise you to be home quarantine, home isolation, or hospital admission. In his case, the oxygen level was around 97. Even that time he didn't have fever, so they just gave us the list of medicine to be taken and mentioned that he has to be home quarantine. I'll just mention now the list of medicine to be taken by any COVID positive patient. The first is for the acidity issue, which is tablet Omaze. Then for the fever, tablet Dolo. Then for antibiotics, they take Omaze. Tablet Azi. Then the important medicine over here for antiviral is favipiravir or tablet Fabiflu, which is 200 mg. This tablet is given for the mild to moderate COVID cases. For the higher values, like from moderate to severe, they usually prefer remdesivir medicines. Now the dosage for this Fabiflu tablet is day 1. One has to take 9 tablets in the morning and 9 in the evening, and from day 2 to day 6, 4 tablets in the morning and 4 in the evening. Along with this, they also give you what is called as the multivitamin tablets, that is for vitamin C, zinc, and so on. This makes you a little more healthy in this situation. All these tablets are to be taken even you are in the, as we got back home because of the doctor's clear instruction to be home quarantine. Even that day evening, along with these medicines also, he had a fever. So now the last chance, Thursday, we took one more chance. We had been to the casualty ward of Ruby Hall Hospital. There we met Dr. Deshmukh. We explained him the problem. He understood. He took one more blood test. That blood test was enough reason for him to accept the fact that why we are insisting on the hospital admission. These days, because of a lot of rush, they prefer maximum patients to be home quarantine if it is not serious. But as this fever issue was too serious, that's the reason we wanted it to be hospital admission. So once they got convinced with the blood test report, on Thursday afternoon, somehow they got him admitted in the Ruby Hall Hospital. Once he was admitted, immediately they start off with the IV injections, medicines, and within few hours the fever comes in control. Immediately they go in for the X-ray also, which X-ray report definitely will show you how much is the infection in your chest. Next is, they over there, as you are in the COVID ward, no one will be able to come to meet you or see you. Only way for contacting the person is through the phone. So doctors over there are trying their level best to see every patient almost after 2 hours. Doctors' team at Ruby Hall Hospital is excellent. Once you get admitted over there, you feel you are in safe hand, you are protected, nothing is going to happen to you. That much confidence you get. My husband used to call them, they are like blue angels. Staff, the nurses, the ward boys, everybody is on their toes from morning 6 o'clock till night. Throughout, even night shift, will try and continue that duty immediately. So this way they'll see to it that they give you breakfast, the diet, lunch, dinner, tea, everything in time, along with the list of medicines to be given for every patient. They'll keep on checking your blood test, x-rays. After 2 days they even took his CT scan. Even CT scan report showed how much was the infection in his lungs. The reason behind, we were almost late in the hospital by 2 days, I should say. Even with the 2 days, the virus has multiplied in your body at that rate. That's the reason the hospital admission should be as early as possible. Next thing is, as the infection was high, they kept him in the hospital almost for 7 days. Later on, they just kept him 2 more additional days, by which he should not, once he goes home, he should not have to come back again in the hospital. That was their main concern. So almost on 10th day, they decided him to be discharged from the hospital because everything was under control. So even when they discharge the patient, even at home, they give a list of medicines for at least 10 more days. So the actual problems will start when even that 10 days gets over. The medicines what they give in the hospital or even at home makes you. From beginning of this lockdown, my husband was very much in this COVID, like reading every article in the newspaper, in the digital media, or even listening to the information given by the doctors from MIT, Harvard, or even AIIMS New Delhi. Dr. Agarwal and Dr. Guleria are his most favorite. So, we being physicists, I feel that he has done a lot of theoretical study. But physics people always believe in the practicals. So I told him that, on a lighter note, I told him that even the virus must have thought this person has got enough knowledge by which he'll clear the theory exam, but what about practicals? So I told him on the day when he was discharged that yes, now you have cleared your practical exam also. And then what? He has cleared the practical exam with flying colors. So importantly, very important note that we took this COVID thing very positively. As far as my story goes, on the day he was admitted in the hospital, I have been told by the doctors, give your test, give your swabs also immediately here itself. So I preferred to give my swabs in the same hospital, Ruby Hall Hospital. Next day afternoon, I got my report again by the mail that yes, I am also positive. So same procedure, I had to go next day to the flu OPD. The doctors checked my oxygen level, which was 98. No symptoms, obviously. So they told me to be home isolation. Again, they told me to take these medicines also. Along with that, I should be going for few tests. One is hemogram, one is the liver function test, and other is for the renal function test. Even these tests along with the hemogram, all these tests are must. So those tests I did, but back home, next day I got all this report. Again, the next day I had to go to the hospital to show these reports to them, by which if at all there is any change in the medication, I can go for it. But looking at the reports, doctors were very happy. They told me that you don't have to do any changes. Continue with what you are taking and you will be fine within few days. In my case, on 5th day, the cough, which was very little from day 2-3, suddenly started increasing. So I just called the hospital and mentioned about this symptom. They told me that even though earlier we told you to take the medicine, the Fabiflu medicine, the Fabiflu 200 mg medicine, to be taken only 6 days, but we feel now you should continue for 4 more days. And along with that, for this cough, you take Rapitus cough syrup. So I started off with the Rapitus cough syrup and this 4 days additional Fabiflu tablets. Then almost on the 10th day, when my medicine almost got over, even cough syrup got over, afternoon, first time I started not feeling comfortable or okay, and in few minutes I had fever of around 101.6 degrees Fahrenheit. We were surprised, what is this? Till today, from day one, I never had fever at all. And what is this? Then obviously I had to take tablet Dolu, which is very good tablet for the fever. I took the tablet, and within, I should say, 1 to 2 hours, the fever has gone completely. So we really started wondering, what was that? Earlier there is no fever. On the last day when the medicine is almost getting over, the fever is there. So even to that, I call it on the lighter note, what is called as a farewell fever. Finally, it has to go. It has to end. So that way, our journey was quite smooth, I'll say. So my request to you all is, see to it that you take care of yourself and loved ones. We are in the time when Pune is at very high. Pune's COVID patient, the active patients are very high, which was not the case earlier. We never thought that Pune will be the top in the Maharashtra. We never expected that. We were only seeing the numbers first for the Delhi and Mumbai. But somehow in the month of August and September first week, Pune topped. So please try and take care of yourself. Wear mask, keep social distancing, follow all the rules. This COVID time, the COVID phase is going to get over very soon. Hope so. And I just want to say that thank you very much for listening to me so carefully till this last word. I'm going to work on my second video as far as what precaution one must take at home. So thank you very much again. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.